In this video, we're gonna be reviewing Stoner's Bug and Tarminator. Now, let's get straight into it. What's going on? So glad you guys are here, and welcome back to the Wilson Auto Detailing community. If you're a professional auto detailer who wants to become more successful and profitable in your business, or just a car enthusiast who wants to improve your detailing ability, then definitely consider hitting that big red subscribe button right below this video. So this morning, I am on location at a customer's house with my two new guys, Josh and Chase. How you guys doing?
Good.
Okay, good. And we're gonna review the Tarminator by Stoner because it's something that you guys have been asking about a lot. So behind me, we're working on a regular sedan size car, like an entry-level car, a Volkswagen Jetta, so nothing too crazy. It's like light blue paint. And what we're gonna do is take this Tarminator, and because it says it removes tar, bugs, and sap, and for those of you who are in the detailing world who have been doing it professionally or just on your own cars for any amount of time, you know that bugs and tar and sap and things like that are probably one of the most aggravating parts of the car because it's really difficult to remove. So I'm always looking for products that are gonna make my life easier or quicker and kind of fit that 80-20 rule where it gives me 80% results with only 20% effort. So what we're gonna do is start with bugs and see how well it removes bugs, and then go around the car to see if we can find some tree sap or road tar, things like that, to see how well this removes it. So let's check out the front first. Okay, so as I am examining the front part of this car, I can see bugs like right here. Of course, there's going to be a ton of rock chips and things like that. So, of course, in the detailing world, you have to learn how to distinguish between rock chips, between paint damage, things like that, and then things that are actually bugs and actually tar. And so over here, I see some bug stuff right there. We've got some just general kind of dirt around here. We're going to spray it on the black trim as well to see how it cleans that stuff off. Okay, so the directions say to not use it on a hot surface and to make sure that the surface is sprayed with water first to cool and rinse away most of the residue. Then you directly spray away from the eyes and the face and onto the paint, obviously. And for difficult grime, you may need to repeat those steps a couple times. And it says to always rinse with water immediately after using it. So what I'm gonna do is hit this bug right here first. I'm gonna let it sit for a second, use a little bit of elbow grease, and then rinse it away with some water or maybe just some Optimum no rinse. So let's check this out. So I'm just gonna spray a little bit just like that and let it sit. Obviously, it's not gonna break the bug down without any sort of agitation because bugs are extremely difficult. And now I'm just gonna take my microfiber towel and I'm just gonna rub really softly because I wanna see how much pressure do I really have to put in order to remove this bug. So you guys can see that there's not a huge difference between the before and after. Why is that? Well, because as I'm feeling this, it's actually a bug that has etched into the clear coat. And so that's another good teaching moment in that despite how good your product is and despite how good the detailer is, at a level there's something called damage that you can't detail away. So the only way to actually get rid of this completely would be to wet sand it and then polish it. But once again, my customer's not paying for that, so I'm not going to do that level of service. Now, how do I know that this is etched into the clear coat? Because number one, I use the Tarminator. It takes off the surface kind of dirt and surface part of the bug, and now as I run my fingernail across it, my fingernail dips into the paint, and I can see that it's beneath the clear coat at that point. So there's nothing I can do to remove this at a cleaning level. So that's not a super good representation of how good the product actually works. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is just pan across the front so you guys get a good idea of what the before looks like, and then I'm actually gonna spray the Tarminator kind of divide the front end into 4 different pieces, so into 4 quarters. I'm going to spray the product on one, brush it, use my microfiber towel, hose it off, do it on the other, same thing, and then we're going to dry off the whole front, and then we're going to look at the front as a whole rather than taking it at little tiny spots. We're going to see how it does as a whole on the entire front. So here's what that looks like. Here's what the front looks like before. So we'll start from the front right side so you guys can see there is some damaging, there is some bugs, all that sort of stuff. I'm gonna mainly keep this focused on the paint. And of course, it's hard to pick up in the camera because some things get hidden depending on the light and things like that. The paint is not in terrible condition, and the front is not in terrible condition relative to a lot of cars, but I'll still be able to give you guys a good idea of how well this product works versus something like all-purpose cleaner and a bug sponge. Now what I want to do here is bring you guys in for this far right side in for a close look, because number one, a couple things about this Tarminator is it does smell kind of like paint thinner or lacquer thinner, so it does have strong fumes, so if you're working inside it could seriously be pretty detrimental, honestly. But it kind of gives off this oily residue, so you guys can see right here. It kind of looks like oil is spilling or something like that, but basically I'm wetting the surface first. I'm spraying it on the plastic, so it's not gonna harm the plastic. It's not going to harm the black trim. It's not gonna harm the paint. And I'm spraying it very liberally, just like this. All right. And then, number one, I take my soft feathered wheel brush to get in between all these little cracks and crevices, because it's way more effective than trying to get all these in by hand. So I'll just scrub just like this, okay? It's very simple on the black trim, and once again, because this is a soft feathered wheel brush, I'm not gonna be scratching the paint, so it's very safe. Then I'm gonna take my bug sponge and I'm going to very softly go in a straight line back and forth on the paint, just like this. Why am I going back and forth? Because any micro scratches that I do put in, which at a level it's impossible to avoid micro scratches altogether, any micro scratches that I put in, I want them to be in a straight line, so that when I go to polish, if I do end up polishing this car at some point, that it's much easier to remove those swirls. Alright, so we went ahead and finished the car, we waxed it. It's basically, we're on the last leg right now, but I want to go ahead and show you guys the finished front of this car, because once again, we're reviewing the Tarminator, and this is after it's waxed. So all we did to clean this was use the Tarminator. It removed the bugs, the tree sap, all that sort of stuff, and then we went ahead and waxed it. So I'm gonna go ahead and pan from left to right and try to pick up everything so you guys can see. Not only is all the surface dirt and dust gone, but you really cannot see any bugs, and if you do see a bug, much like this one, it's actually not a bug at all. It is a bug etching. So we got in all these grills. You guys can see the paint looks very nice. So all in all, I would definitely give this product at least somewhere around like a 7 out of 10, because number one, it smells horrible, kind of like lacquer thinner, and number two, it's not the safest thing in the world for the paint if you don't know what you're doing. So I like things that are a little bit more safe and that I can trust other people with. But once again, the product did a great job, and of course Chase and Josh are doing a great job, and the front looks fantastic. So if you guys would like to pick up some Tarminator, I will hook up an Amazon link below this video. Of course, if you guys want to buy it, use my links in the description box below, because when you use my links, it gives this channel a small commission, but it helps this channel stay alive so I can continue to give out awesome content just like this on a regular basis. If you like this video, make sure to hit the thumbs up button, and of course, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, hook up all that stuff in the YouTube comments below, because I always read those, and I'm sure to get back to you guys as fast as I can. And if you're new here, then definitely consider subscribing, because I come out with videos all the time just like this on products, tools, strategies, communication skills, business skills, and so much more, all in an effort to help the pro detailers become more successful and profitable in their businesses. And I share exactly how I turned my business into a full-time income with only part-time hours. So if that interests you, definitely subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, from Luke here at Wilson Auto Detailing, keep working hard, and I'll see you guys in the next video.